What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
And today on The Great Debaters, get into a little Paris. Alright, what's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access.
Amir, Rahimi.
Yes. So, as always, guys, make sure hit that subscribe button. As you guys know, it's right there. It's free. Please like, subscribe, share, post, promote, discuss. Unique Access Entertainment, and we got The Great Debaters, man. We're trying to keep coming to you guys with as many videos as possible, as often as possible, so the more you like, subscribe, and share, the better off we'll be. So, Amir, today, we're getting to Paris, man. The Devil Made Me Do It. This is his debut album. It came out in 1990, The Black Panther of Rap. This is an amazing project, in my opinion, and it led to a career that still continues today. Paris in 2020 put out the Safe Space Invader, and I interviewed him for Unique Access, which was great because I've known Paris a long time, decades now, and it was great to get him on Unique Access. So thanks again for that, Paris. But we're going back to where it all started. So Amir, what were your initial thoughts hearing this project?
So I heard this probably I don't remember the exact year, probably like 2012, 2013, like sometime when I was in college. Paris was always someone that I want to get into just because of all the music that I liked coming up to that point. I was obviously, as you know, very heavy into people like Ice Cube. I love Public Enemy, names like that. Someone like Paris, I'd also probably like. So I first picked this one up, and then I got into Sleeping with the Enemy, etc. So on this album, I know that Paris is one of those like rare instances where he does his raps and he produces most, if not, he produces at least 90 to 100% of this album. So knowing that, you automatically have that much more respect for the artist. So I was interested in checking this out because before I don't think I'd heard anything. So this album was just my whole intro to Paris altogether. On that being said, I'll probably get into one of my picks. And this one, I'm probably going to go first with Brutal. Brutal is in my opinion, one of the best produced songs on this album. He really does well. Because first you have just that first instrumental that he has, and he flips it on that second verse and has like the guitar, and it just sounds just incredible. But Paris, too, one thing I like about Paris is he's an artist that really makes you think. He makes you kind of do the research. He does the research himself and spits it in his rhymes, but he also leaves enough there for you to look up on your own, which I also really respect an artist that makes you think. Because usually you just, rap the words that the rappers say, but you don't really look into it much after that. But Paris is someone, as Soren properly quoted, and as he has in his logo, the Black Panther of hip hop. And in this, he's talking about the Black Panthers. He's talking about just a bunch of historical African figures, whether it be Huey Newton or Malcolm X or Farrakhan, etc. And he just does an exceptional job on this song. And this is like one of those songs, as well as other songs in his catalog and other rappers similar to Paris, is one that really made me actually go on Google and search people up. Or also question, well, why wasn't I learning this in this class? Right. You know what I mean? So this is and it's very important because in music, it's not just like listening and just entertainment. Like a lot of people learn through music too and force themselves to learn. So Paris, big shout out to him, and Brutal is a fantastic song.
Brutal is also one of my picks for those reasons, among many others, a few of which I'm about to get to, one of which being tying into the educational aspect of it. I always was blown away that Paris on the inside had the little biographies and things you should read or things you should pay attention to. And that to me is tied into Brutal because, like Amir said, and was definitely the case for me, rap helped me, and then my dad in particular helped me learn about a lot of this stuff that we weren't learning in traditional school. My dad was like, oh, you should learn about Malcolm X. This is the best autobiography ever written, the autobiography of Malcolm X. So when my dad was telling me that and giving me those endorsements, it reinforced what people like Paris were saying, that this is important information to learn, and it wasn't being taught in school, or at least the school I went to. So all of that makes a song like Brutal that much more powerful because it's very educational, and like Boogie Down Productions coined with edutainment, this is to me one of the best, if not the best, examples of this on this album, and that's why to me it's one of the best songs. And then as Amir was touching on the production, the beat changes and the changes of tempo and the feel of it, I think works really well with what Paris is saying as far as these historical figures and learning about, the knowledge itself, as people would say. That's the important thing that I think The Devil Made Me Do It does throughout, but Brutal in particular, I think, does an excellent job of that. So that's also one of my picks.
That's true, of course. Moving into my second pick, probably the title track, The Devil Made Me Do It. And that's just a really, really good song. I mean, the chorus I also love. Very simple, just The Devil Made Me Do It. It's just great, where he samples that. I'm not sure what he sampled exactly, but it's great. And then he has just one excellent line in there where he says, "Brother, please, food stamps and free cheese can't be the cure for a sick disease." That's just amazing, dude. That line already is just a quotable, and just, you can't fix these problems with this kind of solution. You know what I mean? Something that's been embedded in society and in the U.S. and just everything, you can't cure it with something like that. And then he even says they give you fake gods and all these other things to really... It's just, that second verse to me is really well done by Paris, as well as the other verses, but in particular that second verse is just so incredible. Man, that song might be my favorite song on the album. I'm not sure, that or Brutal. My third pick is also great, but Devil Made Me Do It has to be one of them for sure.
Well, that's also one of my top three. And in addition to what Amir was saying, one thing I always have loved about the song is the scratching, the tempo, the production, the feel, and the forcefulness, because Paris has a very deep, muscular voice. And one of the things I love about The Devil Made Me Do It, the song, and then the entire album, is that it's very muscular and forceful and just has this potency to it that has always drawn me to rap. And this album is a perfect prime example of what this is. This is a strong black man that's speaking pro-black messages that are educational, informative, and he does it in an entertaining way to where it doesn't sound preachy or he's not talking down to you. You're trying to learn, and if you're receptive to the information, you can learn a lot. And I definitely tried to, and hopefully did over the years, but The Devil Made Me Do It, like the sound of it and the forcefulness of it is just astonishing to me, and that's in addition to the potency of the lyrics, just the sound and the feel of it, and then you add that to what's going on lyrically. To me, it's just incredible. So what's your third pick, Amir?
So my third would be the song that's actually right after this. It's one of the shorter ones. It's called The Hate That Hate Made, and it's actually important to note that this one, because he is with a few of his albums, maybe most of them, he's re-released them with different covers and sometimes like different tracks or additions to the song. So this is the one that's just one verse. I'm talking about the original pressing, because I know there is one with two verses, so I'm covering the one with one. So just to be clear. So this one's, like around 1 minute or a little over that, and it just gets straight to it. He's talking about like, he's, I guess, like on a date with a white girl, and then the white people don't like that the white woman is getting screwed by a black dude, and then they're obviously targeting him, but then Paris doesn't play around. He comes 25 deep, and he goes to the crib and does whatever. But the fact that it's very, and it reminds me a lot of like the story that I did learn in school was like the Emmett Till story, where he was hollering at the girl or whatever, and then what happened after that. So it just reminds me of that. But Paris is kind of like, obviously he was able to get his crew and do what he was doing after that. So it's sad that this is still a song that come out in the 90s, like, oh, you can't date someone of a different skin color because you're black. Like, you can only date black people, which is just ridiculous. So I like how Paris was also, as Soren said, very forceful on this song, and he responds to violence with violence in that matter. But it's just like a great song, and then in a minute I was like, this is a hitter for sure. So that's my third pick.
To me, that's not one of my top three, but it's also an amazing song for the reasons Amir outlined, and also the storytelling. When Paris does go into the storytelling mode, which he does, regularly, but it's not the driving force of most of his material, I would say, or at least some of his material, I would say. He does an excellent job, and the Hate Made is an excellent example of that. Now, my pick is I Call Him Mad. That's my other pick because one of the many reasons I fell in love with rap when I did was I love scratching. And this song is such an amazing showcase for that, for Mad Mike, and it's just amazing, all the different sounds and the styles, and he's got like some up-tempo stuff, it's just, the turntable wizardry on that song to me has always stood out. And I also thought that in the midst of this Black Panther album that we get with The Devil Made Me Do It, to have that deviation where it's more about quote unquote DJing or hip hop, it was just a surprising but incredible detour that we got toward the end of the album. And I just thought that was amazing, and I thought there's a reason why, we call him Mad, because his scratching and turntable dexterity is astoundingly awesome. So that's my third pick. You guys got Amir's picks, but what do you guys think? Your top three picks on Paris' The Devil Made Me Do It. Hit us up in the comments. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and talk about Unique Access Entertainment. And we'll get back to you guys as always. I'm Soren Baker.
Amir Rahimi.
Paris, The Devil Made Me Do It.